it'll be exciting to see them play off of like reactions.
Yeah, and wow, so we're seeing Roy and Link. Like two characters we haven't been seeing a lot of in this tournament series, but pretty interesting that we're actually starting on Battlefield. This is probably pretty much a good stage for both these characters.
Yeah, I'd imagine they both do well. I know you're quite familiar with Roy, correct? Like you're quite familiar with the sort of neutral that he tries to play here. So how would you think he does well versus Link?
I think in terms of game plan, Roy does pretty well against Link, especially if he can get hits like that. He can edge guard him pretty well. And when it comes to neutral, since he's pretty fast, some of the zoning game that Link tries to employ, it's a little bit easier for Roy to break through his zone. So if the onus is always on Link to keep Roy away from him. But as you can see right now, Mr. Saturn is doing a pretty good job of that.
Yeah, certainly. How tight is that neutral B ledge trap? I mean, I know it's like you're catching a 2-frame, but how active is it? I'm just curious.
I'm pretty sure it's only active for maybe 3 frames in that field. So it's active enough to cast a 2-frame, but you know, especially if you don't want to go off stage, it's probably the best option you have if you want to catch a KO. But speaking KOs, Coldface already up a stock and counting, and Mr. Saturn is having a hard time keeping Coldface off of him consistently.
Yeah, definitely tough. And when you're fighting against max rage Roy, it can definitely be very scary. Oh my god! Roy's our boy indeed.
Yeah, Coldface doesn't care, and neither does Mr. Saturn with that forward smash. It's getting Coldface off of him. Now, one thing that's pretty interesting that Coldface is doing, he's aggressively going after Link's down tilt, which is actually pretty safe on shield. And the fact that he's just back airing at his shield consistently against it, it is a testament to Coldface just not caring.
And Coldface definitely does not care. That said, though, it seems like Mr. Saturn is now starting to get a gauge of the matchup, being able to knock Coldface off stage, getting a few hits of their own. Good coverage. I know Roy's a fast faller, so when you're coming down, that can definitely be hard versus like an anti-air character like Link.
Yeah, and one thing about Link is that he does also have a pretty good juggle game and pretty good out of shield options. So if you do hit his shield with a move that's unsafe, like forward tilt, you are going to get upbeat out of shield. But with that being said, Saturn is at the ledge and he's in danger of losing a stock if he cannot get up the corner successfully. Yeah, and committing to that up smash, putting him in a pretty bad position. He's in the corner again, and he has to get in the corner. And for some reason, Coldface keeps going for that forward tilt, and I know it's a strong move, but there are other moves that he could throw out, like maybe a jab that confirms into stuff like back air and forward air, or even a double edge dance that that you can delay, and is pretty active when you're doing all hits of the double edge dance.
Yeah, that said, he does get the F tilt there. Doesn't quite get the ledge trap quite yet. They don't really seem too committed to going off stage. Seem to favor the ledge trap type of play. Very good F tilt.
Oh no, he has no jump. Okay, that could have been really bad for Coldface if that move sent him in the opposite direction. And fishing for his forward tilt, and that move must be stale right now. But when you have a stale move, you just use the other strong tilt attack.
Alrighty, so that was a good up tilt coming out from Coldface. I was wondering why we weren't seeing that earlier. I was hoping to see that near the ledge, but yeah, good anti-air. Good way to combat the nair.
Yeah, and that was a good reaction coming from Coldface. Link being a character that likes to land on you with that nair, because that nair is so active. The nair is so active, probably one of the best neutral airs in the game. And anti-airing that with an up tilt and getting the strong hit, pretty good stuff by Coldface.
Look at that teleportation.
Yeah, up tilt's pretty good move. Pretty good move when it hits the strong hit hits you. So probably one of the best killing anti-airs in the game, in terms of strength. But what do you think Mr. Saturn could do going forward to help his chances of bringing this back?
They had the right idea. When Roy's in disadvantage and is coming down, that's your chance to really like get some damage on, like get some up tilts, get some up airs, especially on like a platform stage like this. Like you have 3 platforms, you have plenty of room to work with. One thing that Mr. Saturn did not do as well was probably covering a lot of dashes. Like whenever a Coldface would dash back, Mr. Saturn wouldn't throw out a boomerang to like keep space. So I'd say having a constant hitbox out there to catch dashes is definitely like a good way to combat Roy's speed because he's such a fast character.
Yeah, you know, throwing out preemptive hitboxes to stop oncoming zone breaking moves like Roy dashing at you is definitely the way to go. But speaking of keep away characters, we see the Samus switch coming out from Mr. Saturn. This is hype.
All right, a Samus switch. All right, so maybe we might see some of that keep away gameplay here. Right now it's 7-7. Let's see what Mr. Saturn will do here.
Yeah, and yeah, already we're seeing the charge shot coming out from Mr. Saturn, and it looks like Mr. Saturn is actually being a little bit more aggressive than we're used to seeing coming out from Samus.
Yeah. Ooh, that was. Did Coldface fall out of the up B or something? That was weird.
And,
oh my god.
Okay. Yeah, and already seems like this pick is working out for Mr. Saturn.
Alright, yeah, it seems like Coldface is not really used to this. Because typically, Coldface likes going in, likes pushing forward. Oh, it actually worked there. Went forward and went for the forward smash.
Yeah, scouting out that landing coming from Mr. Saturn. Mr. Saturn was kind of floating around in neutral right there, and Coldface kind of just scouted that out and wasn't really deterred from whatever. There's a mix that Mr. Saturn was trying to avoid.
Oh my god, this is perfect neutral play.
Okay.
That was like perfect neutral play, like the down B movement on the platform into like the read on the roll in, and the read on the second roll in, down air. This is just great neutral play overall for Mr. Saturn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, great stuff coming out from Mr. Saturn, being very patient, right? And that's one thing that it helps anybody whenever they play, if you're patient and trying to just observe what the other player is doing. No. So, okay. I'm pretty sure that the only reason that happened is because it auto-detected Roy and just the ledge. But bringing it back immediately.
Alright, now it's 0-0. Let's see what will happen in this last game here. Mr. Saturn retreating to the platform.
Yeah, just taking their time. While Coldface is down there pressing buttons, Mr. Saturn are just staying on the top of the platform, just regaining their composure.
They're doing a great job overall of keeping Coldface at edge. Look at that, a forward air. There's no jump. Sticks to a ledge trap.
Yeah, and that down smash hurtbox shifting to whiff punish that forward air on landing.
It was really smart coming out from Mr. Saturn.
Whenever somebody lands on that Town City platform against Roy or Chrom, I immediately just get scared. Because that's prime lose your stock position, but Saturn taking that position to the bank, hitting them with 2 charge shots.
Yeah, definitely brave. Oh my god.
Oh no. Oh, okay. So, talk about kill yourself position and that counter. That was interesting. That counter is interesting. Lost them to stock, but good stuff by. Yeah, but good stuff by Mr. Saturn bringing that back since the beginning of the game and bringing that back from last game and just being patient overall throughout the second game.
Yeah, and it's interesting because it's almost like a different type of patience. Because typically when we think of patience, we think of like keep away, like not really going in as much. But it seemed like it was like patience against hitboxes. Like Mr. Saturn knew that Coldface was going to throw out a lot of strong hitboxes, and in response, Mr. Saturn threw out a lot of missiles, just like in that scenario, and it made Coldface think about the way in which they dash. And when you do that, that's your time to really initiate your punishes. So great stuff overall from Mr. Saturn.
Yeah, and when you make a player question why they're dashing forward, especially against a character whose main purpose is to use their quick movement to just psych you out and whiff punish you, you're definitely doing the right game plan. And with that being said, it seems like some of the emotional advantage is in Mr. Saturn's favor right now.
Alrighty, let's take a look here. I'm just going to take a look at the bands here. And I think we're going to be seeing PS2, which is actually a common stage used as a starter. Typically, people will gentleman that stage. I don't think we saw it before up until now, so that's interesting. We're now just seeing PS2.
Yeah, one thing I've noticed in this league with a lot of the teams is that they don't start on PS2 a lot. There's a big variation of what starter stages they use, and we're seeing the Falco switch.
Falco, all right.
Unexpected. I know you're definitely privy to the Falco tech.
Mm-hmm. So Falco, so I said I wanted to see the Spaceys. Well, what I didn't say is that I like seeing this Spacey. This Spacey's amazing, right? Falco has great combos, cutscenes, as he said earlier. Just a great, versatile character. And against a character like Samus, when you got that reflector going, there's no telling what that Falco will do.
Yeah,
just such a legendary character.
Yeah. And already we're seeing Coldface throw out a bunch of hitboxes, a flurry of hitboxes, trying to look for one of these up-close confirms. Off to a quick start. And, we'll see how Mr. Saturn can counteract this aggressive gameplay coming out.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of fishing for up tilt. That's common amongst every Falco. Like, they always want to get the up tilt back air confirmed. Once you're past that percentage, you kind of do have to fish for your kills a bit. You have to do a lot of up smashes, lasers to keep them away, but also down tilts. Down tilt is a fantastic kill move. It comes out frame 8, has a sweet spot near the leg, and kills at reasonable percents. So we'll see if that comes out.
Yeah, and we're seeing Coldface try to look for these up smashes. Look for delayed up smashes off of a ledge option coming out from Mr. Saturn, but it's not working out for him. Pitching a little bit too hard and getting hit with that back air in return.
Good up smash coming out from Coldface.
Yeah, Mr. Saturn trying to be a little bit too cool, fishing over his head for something, and Coldface already throwing out 8 up smashes, hit the 9th one, so that's all that matters.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yep.
Alright, yeah, fishing a little bit too hard for those up tilts. I would say going for more aerials is definitely preferred. Yep, that's it. Going for the downer into up tilt. That's exactly what you want to do as Falco.
Yeah, and he seems to like these up smash punishes on platforms and as an anti-air option. And when it seems like Falco's up tilt would probably be a lot better in situations because it leads into some of these kill moves. But, landing a little bit too aggressively, Mr. Saturn catches that landing with a charge shot and is about to take this game.
Yeah, and that was a smart charge shot from Mr. Saturn. So Falco obviously does have a reflector. The disadvantage is that, of course, if you're facing away from your opponent, you obviously can't reflect. And so recognizing that Coldface was facing the other direction, shot that charge shot, and there wasn't really much Coldface could do about it, and had to lose that stock. That said, brought back even. Nice little combo there. Up throw. Let's see the follow-up. Sets him off with the nair.
Yeah, and we haven't been seeing a lot of combos coming out from Coldface. There's been a lot of these, interactions, one piece, two piece combos, but nothing really longer than that. But it doesn't really matter because they're still in the lead, and we actually might see this stop.
Ooh, the infamous up tilt back air combo not killing quite yet. Samus is a little heavy. Oh, offstage situation. Let's see what happens. Oh, it doesn't get the back air on the side B.
Yeah, and if he doesn't stop finishing at the corner, he actually might lose the stop.
Oh, wait, no invincibility. Oh my god.
Mr. Saturn, that was a chance.
Oh, brilliant set off the F tilts.
Patience at the ledge coming from Coldface.
Ooh, see, this is the danger percent. This is the danger percent, and that's it.
Wow. And Coldface taking that last game, and just the pure aggression coming from Coldface, even after the 10th, 11th whiffed up smash, not caring, going to up smash for the 13th time, and that's how you take the game?
That's all you need to do, you know? If you miss it the first, second, third time, you just gotta go for it again and again and again. That's all you need to do.
Yeah, and that up smash putting Maris in the lead 10-8. And oof, what a game. We saw the Roy come out from him, and then he switched to the Falco with the same amount of aggression, the same amount of vitriol seething coming out of his body, and just completely not caring for anybody but himself and taking that game. Great stuff coming from Coldface.